I'm Daniel Minty, a cognitive behavioral therapist, teacher, and writer. CBT is a technology that supports aligning our thinking and behavior with reality. That is, with the way things really are. So aligned, our living and dying go pretty well. Living and dying in reality is, after all, what we're designed to do. So, how are things really? You may have noticed that reality is oftentimes somewhat different from what you think, from what you've been taught, from what you might assume. One way to test the validity of our thinking is to examine the evidence in support of it. In our digital age, many of us Google a topic to find out what the internet has to say. But as many of my patients have learned to their chagrin, scouring chat rooms or sites put up by special interest groups might only further muddy the waters. As mental health patients and providers, we have a better road forward. The National Institutes of Health maintain an online medical library updated daily with research studies from around the world. Called Pubmed, this database contains over 30 million clinical studies published in peer-reviewed journals. Most journals reject far more papers than they accept, giving this content basic quality control you won't find on the internet at large. A new interface rolled out this year makes searching this database easier than ever for anyone to do. Join me now on a basic PubMed search and learn to begin accessing this wonderful resource yourself. Begin by opening a browser window and typing PubMed into the search field. Go to the advanced search option. And in this top left box, scroll down and select title and abstract. I find that this returns the best results when searching for keywords. Let's say we're looking for information about panic disorders. We'll type that in and then click the Add button, and it shows up in our query box, which is the content that will be searched for in the database. Then let's search. And you'll see we have a bit over 9,000 results that have been returned that have the words panic disorder either in the title or in the abstract for the paper. You can also see on the left that the date range for these papers is 1978 to the present time. Now, let's say we would like to be a bit more particular than this. We want to search the literature for panic disorders. But we also want to limit the search to papers that have both panic disorder and CBT in the title and the abstract. So we'll add CBT to our query box and begin search. And now you'll see we've come down to 476 results. And our date range is 1993 to the present time. So let's click on one of these papers. This is a paper about the clinical utility of an internet-delivered protocol. And you'll see that this brings us to the journal page that has the abstract and also has a free full text button. So if we click that free full text button, we're brought to a page where we can download a PDF and then have a copy of that paper available to us on our desktop. So let's return now to our search. Again, we'll select title and abstract, panic disorder. Add that, CBT, add that. And let's say we're particularly interested in CBT for panic disorders with children. So instead of typing in children, you can type in child and then use this wildcard character, an asterisk. Add that to our search field. And what the wildcard does is include any term that has the word child, but this could include, say, children or childhood. So instead of typing in all of those options, you simply add the wildcard. And now let's again search. And this time we have 24 results. Date range 1998 to 2020. So you'll see that we're told on this page a number of these citations are available as free articles. But again, you'll see that some are not. So let's click on one that's not. Again, we're brought to the journal page, and the abstract is available. You can look at the methods, the results, and conclusions. But to actually access the article via this page, we would need to pay for it. But don't get out your checkbook just yet. I'll show you another trick, which is to hit this Cite button and then copy the citation to a clipboard and open a new browser window. In this window, type in Google Scholar. And go ahead and open that search engine. Google Scholar is another way to access research on the web. And we can simply paste in the citation, hit search, and here you see that the PDF is freely available via a different site. So by clicking on PDF, we can download the article for free and again have access to it ourselves. When you're on the Pubmed site and looking at a particular article, you can scroll down, and just beneath the article, you'll see a heading, Similar Articles. This is another very useful resource because what the system does is selects articles like the one that we accessed. And very often, by scrolling through this list, I realize that there are additional articles I might be interested in looking at that I would not have known how to research and access directly. Back on our main search page, you can see that this date is a slider. So by changing this range, a couple of things will happen. One is we'll narrow our search results. And if we're only interested in the very most recent articles, instead of going through all of them, the system will select those that have been published within a certain date range. Another feature I use quite a bit is the article type. So we have 6 different types of publications here. And very often what I would be most interested in would be a meta-analysis. That is a paper that actually looks at multiple papers and draws its conclusions from an analysis of many more patients or data points than a particular study might make available. So you can see with our search for panic disorder, CBT, and child, we have 3 results that would fall into the meta-analysis range. I'll show you one other feature of Pubmed, which is you can create your own account. So I'm going to log into my account. And once you've created an account, you have the option of setting up automatic searches. So you can see I have 3 searches here currently that I have asked the system to do for me on some schedule. Once we set this up, in this case, the search is for articles that have the words cancer and CBT in the title or the abstract. We can schedule the frequency, in my case, weekly, and the day of the week to send me new articles that appear that have those search terms in them. In this way, instead of myself needing to go in and redo searches on a regular basis, the system will do it for me and simply send me a note with the links to the new articles, in my case, once a week on Saturday. I hope you've enjoyed this brief jaunt through Pubmed. If you'd like to learn more about accessing medical research. You may be interested in online classes offered by my colleague, Julie Staples. Julie is research director at the Center for Mind-Body Medicine in Washington, D.C. She teaches advanced research skills to students and professionals in the field.